Hey, Gregg Marsh here from Synergized Personal Training. Now I want to talk about macronutrients, also known as macros. So it's been around for quite a few years. Is this trend to follow your macros, if it fits your macros, etc, etc. So here's the basic principle, okay? There are three macronutrients. Protein is the most important macronutrient. This is the one that we have to get right first out of the three. 1 gram of protein is equal to 4 calories. The next macronutrient we need to get right is your fats. And the reason why we've got to get fats right is because they're the most calorie dense. 1 gram of fat is equal to 9 calories. And contrary to popular belief, carbs is the last macronutrient that you should consider in your weight loss journey. Now 1 gram of carbs is also equal 4 calories. So it has the same caloric density as protein. However, carbs and protein both are absorbed in the body under different circumstances. There are different enzymatic reactions, they have different metabolic rates and different ways that the body will absorb those nutrients. Now it's important to clarify that calories and macros, they're on the same wavelength, but they're not from the same hymn sheet. For example, most personal trainers and weight loss gurus and celebrity Instagrammers and Snapchatters would have you think that calories are the most important thing in a weight loss program, that calories count, that calories in versus calories out. And there are certain personal trainers on Facebook who would say to you, look, you've got to bring your calories down and you've got to burn your calories up so that you have this kind of what's called a deficit. So a deficit just means that you are burning more calories than you are consuming. However, I believe that they are incorrect. I believe they are wrong. And I have over 250 case studies to prove that they are wrong here in Synergize. Your macros are more important than your calories as a sum. So what that means is this. If you get your macros in the right proportion for your body, for your training and for your weight loss goal, you'll get success much faster. You will succeed much more efficiently. And here's the reason why. If you just look at calories, you're missing the most important differences between proteins, fats and carbs. They are not all equal, and calories are not all equal. And this is the problem. We have all this attention from nutritionists who are writing books, celebrity books. We have personal trainers doing videos all the time, and they're all equating the same shite, which is that calories in versus calories out. And I'm afraid it's a lot of bollocks. They're all wrong. And here's why they're wrong. Proteins, fats and carbs have different caloric contents. They are also absorbed in the body at different rates, and there are different enzymatic reactions after absorbing each nutrient. For example, 100 calories from protein gives you approximately 25 grams of protein. 100 calories from carbs also gives you 25 grams of dietary carbs. So here's the problem. 25 grams of carbs consumed at one go will raise your insulin levels, and insulin is the hormone that is responsible for fat storage. 25 grams from dietary protein does not raise the insulin at the same level. It does raise it slightly, but not to the same extent. If you took on board 100 calories from fats versus 100 calories from carbs, there is a difference in insulin response. Now, someone who is overweight, someone who hasn't trained, and someone who hasn't eaten right for a while, a couple of weeks, months, or even years, they will have different responses to insulin and to glucose. So if you give an overweight person who hasn't trained a long time, okay, you give them a lot of sugar, a lot of carbs, their insulin is going to go shoot up high, and it's just going to make matters worse. Whereas if you give them fats, the insulin response is much less. That means they can take on board the same amount of calories, not have the insulin response, and in fact, as I'll explain in a future video, they can actually lose body fat and they can lose weight by consuming more fats. In a nutshell, if you track in your meals, like I said in the last video, and you actually then get more specific with your macros, you can get much better success. The important thing is that you need to find an expert, you need to find a nutritionist who is actually macro friendly, someone who knows what they're doing, not these celebrity Snapchat nutritionists and famous Instagram personal trainers who just sprout out calories in versus calories out. If it was that simple, then the whole obesity problem would be gone, because the amount of people who are doing low calorie plans and are exercising more but aren't losing weight is astounding. So here's what my advice would do. You want to build your proteins first for your height, your weight, and for your metabolic output. For example, if you exercise 3 times a week, you're going to need some decent amount of protein to repair the muscles after training. You would then work out how many carbohydrates that you would need in terms of your insulin resistance. So for example, the way that you can do this is to basically drop your carbs down for 5 days and see, do you lose quite a bit of weight on the scales. That means that's water weight. That means that you actually are storing water in the presence of carbohydrate, and that means that you have insulin resistance. And then you would then build up your fats. Ideally, you would work out your basal metabolic rate, or the amount of calories that your body needs at rest, just to kind of open your eyes, and then you work backwards from there. And I'll talk about that in the next video.